I can't believe I'm doing this. I mean, seriously, I should just turn around. They might not even be there. But I finally found a Switch game I like. Wait, do I turn left at the Prime Trail or Hyrule Ridge? Why is it so frickin' far out here? I mean, you sold like 1 million Switches. You think that they could like buy a house, maybe a plot of land, something? No, it's nostalgic. Gotta keep the shack. Oh, here it is. Okay, you can do this. Just go up, knock on the door, and say, "Hey, I like a game in the Switch. We should talk about it together. You can do this. Come on, coach. Come on, man. Walk up there. Feet, please. Why are you stuck? Move. Move to the door. Okay. A 1, and a 2, and a 3.
Hey guys, hold on. Pause it. I think I hear something outside. Coach Mo, is that you? What are you doing all the way out here?
Oh, hey, Kev. Yeah, man. I was out on my usual 20-mile run, and I just saw this shack, and I was like, oh, I need to use the restroom, and I thought it was an outhouse. My bad, man. My bad.
Well, I mean, this is a shack, so we don't really have a bathroom, but, I mean, there's a bucket on the side of the building you can use.
No, I can just hold it. It's fine. It's fine. Y'all are busy, so, yeah. Never mind, man. I'll talk to you later.
Show me the meaning of being lonely. So many words for the broken heart. It's hard to see in a crimson love. So hard to breathe. Walk with me and maybe.
The Nintendo Shack is back. Welcome to another episode of PSVG's Nintendo Shack, a proud member of the Place of Video Games Podcast Network. We're recording on Thursday, the 24th of May, hoping to have you listen on Friday. I hope your end of week is going well. We're going to kick off your weekend with another episode of The Shack. Joining me tonight, I have Caroline.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's been a long day, but I'm good.
And I make it longer because I say, you guys, I can't show up on time, and I got to record late, and it just, I'm a diva now. I'm a diva now. I went Hollywood on you guys, and now I'm just a total diva. What can I say?
Don't put salt in the Donnie wound.
Hashtag damn you, Capri. And also here, Donnie Reese.
Greetings, Kooplings. I have had a wonderful day, a fantastic day. So I'm down to Shack.
Kapuya.
Shacktastic.
I like
Shacktastic.
it. Right. I'm going to get it. We're going to get sponsored by Shake Shack.
I like this idea.
And I don't know how that's going to work because none of us are really close to like New York. And
So we're going to have the Shake Shack.
We'll have
Shack
Kevin
Shake?
do it.
yeah. Well, what would be a Nintendo Shack Shake?
It's a really good question. Why haven't our listeners asked us
Cookies
this
and
question?
cream for the black
No.
and gray. No, cookies and cream with a red cherry on top for the NES colors.
She's all color-based, man. An illustrator.
I'm an artist.
It's got to be something salty.
Ew.
Right?
I
It's
had
like
some
salted
ice cream
caramel.
tonight that was chocolate, peanut butter, and pretzel.
It's a good start.
That was
Your
good.
diet.
Yep.
No, because I rode 2 miles each way to get there. Rode a bike, so
Makes sense. Makes sense.
I hope you
Right.
burned the calories off.
I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Gotta cheat every once in a while, right? You gotta cheat.
I cheated yesterday.
But this isn't hashtag life. This is hashtag Nintendo Shack. So we've had a lot of news. We're on our build up to E3, but we haven't been able to talk. What have we been playing? So we wanted to put a little focus tonight, get caught up with everybody. Let's start with Donnie.
Well, I played the Hyrule Warriors. We have a huge game that just jumped out at us, right?
That Hyrule Warriors.
That Hyrule Warriors, which you've been streaming over there on the Twitch.
Yeah, I streamed a little bit.
Yeah. I haven't played it as much as you guys, I don't think. I am through the Twilight Realm. So, because I've been playing other stuff. I beat Far Cry 5. I have nobody to talk to Far Cry 5 about, but I did beat that game. And I've been playing that Runner 3, which just dropped.
You know, I watched that stream. We played Runner 3, and I'm like, ooh.
Does that catch you?
Yeah, I kind of really want to check it out a little bit.
Trying to tell you guys, that Runner that's a good game.
Like
all right.
the music, like I listened to NVC talk about it last week, but then, watching you play it, like the music's really catchy, and after a while, you just get this groove going. Because I feel like, I don't know if it's always the case, but it really seems like the actions you need to perform on screen really sync up well to the beat.
Absolutely.
So you get that going, and I'm like, yeah, I just
It is
want
a rhythm-based platformer.
When I hear Donnie, like, God, this game. When I hear people talk about hard game now after playing like Celeste.
Oh no.
So other stuff to do. I'm like, I wanna.
Jason's gonna stream it and not die for like the first 3 worlds. It just goes right through it.
Good.
I would, you know what? And I would welcome the opportunity to see you, because I often get made fun of at PSVG about my gaming aptitude or lack thereof. And I was checking this game out because I streamed it. So I went to go over to Married to the Games channel, where old Uncle Bread fan Chris McCracken is streaming Runner as well. Guess what? Yeah. He died a lot too. He played 20 minutes, died like 8 times. I was like, I feel a lot better now. I feel a lot better. It's been a minute. So I died. I beat the first world. I died 99 times. Or bonked.
Oh.
It's called bonked. You get bonked. I bonked 99 times. Now, here's the thing, though. I did discover, and it's in my first stream, I went to a level that I tried to jump over like an electricity coil, and I couldn't. And I may have tried it like 18 times. I just kept trying. I was like, why can't I jump? And I tried and tried. I couldn't. Come to find out, I went and YouTubed it later. I got to get like a double jump to jump over it. And I just kept trying. And nothing like told me that I needed that. I just kept trying and trying and trying. I go to a YouTube. I put in the name of the level because I'm like, how did you do this? And the guy is like, oh yeah, I forgot. I got to use double jump. And he just double jumps over it. And I was like, double jump? Where's the double jump? I don't know anything about this. And there's no like guides. There's no walkthroughs or anything. There's no wikis on this game yet. So I just got to keep playing. You guys already know this. I don't want to feel like I need to wax poetic, but to give you my story, I started with a Runner on Wii U. And it's one of the things that I like about Wii U. Now, it's not a good thing to say about a system. A good system never has this as a good bullet point. But the Wii U lacked games for so long that when a game like Runner 2 came, you took notice. Like there was nothing there. And that was actually one of the good things about the Wii U. You remember Kevin? He was mentioning last year, Jason, we were doing a lot of reviews, how much like he was getting into indie games. You remember he kept talking about that for like 3 months? Yep. I felt like that was me on the Wii U. For like 2 years, I played nothing but indie games. That's where I came, that's how I found Jules, and that's how I found, all these games that we played. And so Runner was one of them. And my wife likes Runner because she's music major, and my kids liked Runner because it's cute and funny, and it's got cute cartoon, stuff, and it's got ridiculous. Charles Martinet does the voices, Commander Video needs to go and save the day. It's great.
I did not know he did those.
I love that they have Charles Martinet as a playable
You can play as Charles Martinet, and it is hilarious. When you do the down, like he slides, like Deadpool, he just slides down.
That's awesome.
It's so funny. You've got to watch. It's on our blog, and the Runner post that I put, you have a video of him. Like a review roundup. Yeah, that is all really good stuff. Now, here's the thing about Runner 3. Runner 3 is a lot harder than Runner 2. And I never beat Runner 2. I couldn't. And I'm fine with that. I'll live with that. But I did make it to like World 4 in Runner 2. And I died 99 times in Runner 1. And even if you take like the 18 or 20 out of that one level, I still died like 80 times in World 1. That level that I posted the other day for Seth,
yeah, 1-5, I think, right?
I died how many times on that? Like 20? That's the fifth level in the game. That's the fifth level. You play, it's basically like the first level out of the tutorial. And I died 20 times in that. And it's fun. Now,
I've never played a Runner game. I've never played any of that series.
I'm kind of glad that I didn't stream Runner 2 because I will say I don't know if I necessarily like the world just like making fun of me as I play. Because when I played Runner 2, it probably wasn't any better. I probably just feel like it was because I don't feel like the deaths were as noticeable as they are now. But I'm glad that some people get some enjoyment and some fun, and maybe somebody buys the game. It's a lot cheaper, by the way, if you buy it digitally. It was something that I discovered. I canceled my GameStop pre-order because GameStop's $40.
Yeah, $40.
It was $40 for the longest time, right? You remember I kept complaining, like, I don't know if a Runner game's worth $40, but I like it, so I'm going to buy it anyway. And then I found out the day before, they discounted to $29.99 digitally, and it was even on sale. Like the day before you bought, if you pre-ordered on the eShop, you got it for $24.50.
Oh, wow.
So I was
That's
like,
nice.
this is a great price. Yeah, so I can say I have no regrets of that. There's some retro levels in Runner 3 that are, I wish I could just buy a retro style of the game and not play the other stuff, to be honest with you.
That'd be cool.
I think it looks better, and it's more like, dare I say, Celeste? Like you can dash, mid jump dash or whatever, dash air dash. You can do that. I think infinitely as you get through some of the levels and whatnot. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. But back to Hyrule Warriors, because that's like the big, I guess, exclusive first party release.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
How good does that game look?
It looks great.
That's a
That's
pretty
good.
game.
Having played the Wii U
And
then
3DS
the downgrade
versions.
to 3DS
Yes.
version,
Yeah.
this is awesome.
And, like,
Man.
I've noticed for the most part it runs really smooth, except I feel like it was either when it does that little intro to the water temple, or maybe it was like the last temple you fight in legend mode, the last area. It was like the frame rate was like chugging.
Oh, really?
Like, and that's the only time I've ever noticed it. But
If
like
you-
during the
if-
game, it was fine.
If you got a certain amount of mobs in the Wii U game and you tried to, kill them all with your A, it would lag like really bad. I mean, we're talking like, like ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I did it I was playing with Sheik earlier, and I killed like 90 in one go, and it was with the harp thing where she sweeps them in and out and in and out and in.
Oh yeah.
I remember that being the laggiest thing in the Wii U, and it was seamless in the Switch version. Seamless.
Now, if I may, I've got one last thing, and I'll let you guys get to your part. I've got a story to tell.
Okay.
Because this, guys, you have no idea. This made my day. It made my day in such an amazing way. I won't tell all about this because I know Kevin wants me to save it for the pod next week. He wants me to be on PSVG to talk about it. But I am at Momocon this week representing PSVG. Momocon's a video game conference here in Atlanta. We did an interview with the director of communications for the con, Renee. And so I went there today to pick up my badge. I was, because it's at the World Congress Center. My office is like 3 blocks away. So I was like, I'll just go get my badge. So I don't have to do all that mess tomorrow. I'll get the lay of the land. I walked in there at like 4:30. I didn't leave till almost 8 o'clock. I was there. I got all kind of wrapped up in it. I started seeing these developers, started playing their games, started talking to people, started taking pictures of cosplayers, went and saw the Smash tournament, saw people dancing on stage. It was like, I was having a blast. I didn't want to leave. So I come across this game called Everspace. It's a starfighter, like a space shooter. Kind of. It is actually those, the Manicore. You remember that game?
Yeah.
Jason? It came out on Switch,
Manicore?
like Galaxy on Fire or something. It came out on Switch.
sure.
It was like an Android.
sure
It was like a
once I
mobile
see it.
game, like a starfighting mobile game.
It's like the very beginning of the Switch last year when it came out, I think.
So this is them.
Manicore Galaxy. Okay,
them.
trailer.
That developer.
Oh yeah.
The people that used to own them wanted them to do like mobile stuff with like microtransactions, so they split off. And
What was the name of this game again? I'm sorry.
Everspace, one word.
I just wanna look it up.
And I actually had found this game researching Momocon because it's in their Indie Game Showcase awards. And my goal is to play every one of them. I want to play every one of the Indie Game Showcases that's on the floor so I can talk about it, right? This game is gorgeous. Like, it's one of the first things you'll see. It is a pretty game. It's beautiful.
I have to think every screenshot I'm looking right now has to be from not on Switch, but
So, yeah, hang on. So I'm there and I'm watching a guy play the game. And, actually this booth has nothing. They don't have cards. They don't have handouts. They don't have, like, a tablecloth. They don't even have a sign. It's just a dude in a TV with a PlayStation. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching him, and there's a guy in front of me playing, and I'm like, I got next. He's like, okay. And as they're there, I ask, I said, I don't know how this stuff works. It's my first con. So I was like, do you mind if I film like over your shoulder? He's like, no, go ahead. So I'm filming and I'm talking to the guy and he's like, yeah, have you ever heard of a game called, I'm like, Metacore? He's like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I've already done all my research. I know who you are. Like, I know where the game comes. Like, I'm here to play it. He's like, that's awesome. So it's sitting there running and I go, I'm trying to act like a professional, right? Professionals, hashtag professionals. I'm trying to ask like real questions. So I go, is this game running on Unity? And he goes, no, it's Unreal 4. And I go, oh, It's Unreal 4. Does that mean it's coming to Switch? And he goes, actually, yes, it does. He's like, we've been playing on Switch in the studio for the last month. He goes, and I tell you, he's like, it's not as good as this PS4 Pro. He's like, but he goes, it runs silky smooth on Switch. You guys are going to love it. And I was like, oh, man, I can't wait. So he's like, so tell me about yourself. Like, what brought you to Momocon? I'm like, yeah, I'm here on PSVG. I'm a podcast network. I'm part of this group. We do some stuff. He's like, that's cool. I was like, do you guys ever do interviews? I'm trying to work us in, I'm trying to network. This is not really my thing. Kevin is perfect at this. Not really my gig. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, yeah, it's cool. Like we do PSVG and all that stuff. I was like, especially when it comes to Switch, I was like, I'm the host of a Nintendo show on the PSVG podcast network. And he goes, that's cool. I was like, we'd love to have you on. You talk about the show. He's like, that's cool. What's the show? And I go, I'm the host of the Nintendo Shack. And his face lights up like as bright as you could. And his mouth opens and he goes, I listen to Nintendo Shack. He goes, you're Donnie. And I go, I am. Oh my God. It was like coolest.
Are you kidding me?
I felt, I can't tell you. I felt like $1 million. I was like, oh my God, somebody listens to our show. This is amazing.
What are the chances?
And he was like, oh, and because I thought, I was like,
no way.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I got really excited. And then I was like, he's got to be messing with us. And he's like, no, this is awesome. I got to get your information. He pulls out his phone and he like turns his phone and it's got the PSVG logo. He's like, see, I downloaded the show. He's like, I'm a huge Nintendo dork. He's like, I try to consume as much Nintendo stuff as possible. He's like, I found you guys on Twitter or something. I was like, I can't believe this. Really? Nintendo Shack. He listens to us. Oh, man, it's so good.
What are the chances? That is sick.
That's awesome.
I instantly messaged Kevin and I was like, if there was ever a moment that I wanted to feel like all the nights, all the trying, all the streams, all the podcasts, like all the working was ever worth it, that was it. Like if I never did anything else, that was awesome. And
what's his name? Let's shout out to him.
Oh, his I'll never forget his Twitter handle. It's Giraffosaur.
Giraffosaur, so like a giraffe.
But his name's
and
Eric
dinosaur?
Schrader or something like that. Eric.
Okay.
Something. But he retweeted our stuff. We're actually over there on the Everspace page. If you went and looked him up, Twitter at Everspace. Yeah, we're there. They retweeted us. It was awesome. But I'm gonna go there tomorrow. He's gonna give me an audio interview, and we're gonna talk. Maybe have him on Shack.
Oh, awesome!
I gotta say, for anybody of our folks out there that that do podcasts, and I think half of our audience has their own podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you don't feel like anybody listens to you, if you have, 50 listeners, 100 listeners, whatever, like one of them might be somebody like that and it might make your day one day. You have no idea.
That's insane.
The world never felt so small because I'm there. And there, by the way, guys, it's packed. They have 2 halls at the World Congress Center. I mean, it's so much bigger than I thought it was going to be. I won't spend too long, but like I walked around for 2 hours in the indie game space and like the art place, and I thought I saw everything. I was like, all right, I'm gonna get my stuff and I'm gonna leave. And I walked through the door to the second hall, and there's all other stuff. I was like, oh my, like I'd only seen half of it. But man,
it's crazy.
Just seeing that was amazing. Just that moment.
I don't know how it plays, and it might just because this was the version of the game I played, I sunk the most time in. It reminds me a lot of Colony Wars. And that was one of my favorite games on the original PlayStation. Colony Wars and then the sequel. I don't remember what the sequel was, but those were like 2 space flight sims that I played the bejesus out of.
I did go hands-on for about 15 minutes. It is a roguelike, so you die and like you lose your ship and you get another ship, but you do keep your upgrades, and it's like this whole like loot race. There is a lore, but it's like all in codex. You got to go read it to find it. It plays silky smooth. It does. Like as much as if you YouTube a video of the gameplay, it plays like that. It's silky smooth, plays smooth, like it's fun. It controls really well. If it comes to Switch, that's a must get. That's an awesome one. Got to do that.
Sweet.
So
looks cool.
Sorry to hijack you guys, but I could not not tell the Nintendo Shack story on Nintendo Shack.
Looks like they have a couple expansions on. It's out on Steam.
It's on PlayStation too. Yeah, which was awesome because our PlayStation Discord wrote today. They're like, "Hey, has anybody ever heard, like seen this game?" And I was like, "Funny you should ask. I'm gonna play that game today."
It looks sweet. It does look really cool.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So tomorrow, like I said, I'll get an interview and we'll get I don't know, prices and dates and whatever else I can get out of him. But yeah, it was a super cool guy.
God, that is so.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And he's like, "You're Donnie."
I'm surprised when you said with PSVG. I wonder, it didn't click right then. But
I mean, he did say he's like, I'm Nintendo. He's like, I listen to PSVG for Nintendo Shack. So
I think you should, when you walk up, you should introduce, when you're talking to devs, you should say, "Yeah, my name is Donnie Reese. You might know me. I am a playable character in the up-and-coming first-person
Fire 2.
Fire 2.
Wow.
Oh, you haven't heard of it.
Oh. How'd you get roped into that?
Bad joke. Bad joke. Sorry, Kevin. Wah, wah, wah.
Heavens.
Well, good. I look forward to everything else you got going. I don't. We don't have any big cons really in my area. My city has 2 now that have been up and coming and growing each year. We have just a Grand Rapids Comic Con, and then we have Grand Con, which is a board gaming tabletop convention, which I've been to, which was really cool. I think probably the closest thing that would be maybe even somewhat near the size of Momocon would be in Detroit. They have like the Motor City Comic Con, but I don't think anything that's like got that much gaming into it. It's much more, the comics and movies and that side
Atlanta
of stuff.
prides itself on 3. Momocon is the big one.
No, Dragon Con's the big one.
No, I'm saying the big one in the spring.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I remember when Momocon started out in the mid-2000s, it started out in the Georgia Tech Student Center, and you didn't have to pay to get in, and it was just, you
like
walked around and hung out.
Right? Yeah.
I think,
That's crazy.
I mean, we just did that, and I haven't gone since 2009.
Just want to hang out and play Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, it's insane. And then we have Dragon Con the weekend of Labor Day, and Anime Week in Atlanta 3 weeks later. But yeah, the convention scene is awesome, and I haven't been in like 10 years to a convention, and I would love to go.
You should be here with me. this weekend. I can't wait to tell you guys all about it. Like, there's so much. I so badly just want to tell you all about everything I did today. Yeah. But I gotta save it. Kevin's like, no, you gotta save it for PSVG. So
I've been playing that Hyrule Warriors too.
You beat it already, right?
I beat that legend mode, and I'm working on that adventure mode.
Just choose the game, man. She's just like, yeah, beat that too.
I've also been doing that mobile game that kind of came out in 2016 and made billions of dollars for Nintendo. And it's all thanks to this little thing on my wrist now.
Oh. It was like last week's show. She was whining about Pokemon Go and everything that it is.
No, let's talk about that. So I got so paranoid, Donnie. I got so paranoid that it's going to be so reliant on the game, the mobile game, and that you're going to have all of this, stuff in between it. I was like, this is going to like make a hyper renewal for people wanting to get these Pokemon Go Pluses. I need to get one before.
They're going to make their own, though. They're going to make a new one for the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just throw your Switch.
I did tell you about those. We talked about it on the podcast. They're supposed to come out, or at least the rumor. If you believe all the rumors, one rumor part of the rumor package was they're going to release a brand new Bluetooth peripheral with Pokemon Let's Go that works with Pokemon Go. Look at her. I'm glad you're enjoying Pokemon Go, Caroline. You do you. You play the game.
Are you supposed to meet for lunch? Because she was talking about that whole nut punch thing, and now I really think it's gonna.
I was supposed to be. I paid $35 for it. I'm having fun. Okay, thanks. Anyway, I've caught a whole bunch of new Pokemon that I haven't caught before because this thing like lets me know when I go by a Pokestop and it turns blue, and it lets me know when I've seen a Pokemon that I've seen before, it turns green. I don't hit it then, and it lets me know when there's a Pokemon that I haven't seen, which turns yellow, and then I'm like, woo, I'm gonna click that one.
Eric wants to know, do you think Pokemon Go Fest will be a mess this year like it was last year?
That's in Chicago, right?
I've never participated in that.
I think so. I mean, I think last one was. I'd imagine they do it in the same place, but I don't know.
The one I was hearing about, or listening to podcasts, said it sold out in 10 minutes. So
yeah, the first one, and it was like the servers couldn't handle everybody.
I was going to say, to be honest with you, I mean, having been a person that's worked like, college football, Music Midtown, things like that, anytime you get that amount of people together in a condensed area like that, Wi-Fi's not going to work. It doesn't matter how many cows you bring in, you just can't handle that kind of load.
Yep.
They should do like Pokemon Go Fest, not like a festival in a park, but like in a city. They should open up like 30 mini stops and let people like travel around versus like, let's all clamor together in a park and try to, fight for priority on a cell phone pole. It's not going to work. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
But I can only imagine it'd be a mess. Eric, I don't know. I don't play Pokemon Go, so I don't know.
Yeah. Nope.
I've never participated in like the community things, and the farthest I got into the community was Brian and I went to the parks, and there were tons of people there just catching, and there were.
Did you take a gym? Have you taken a gym?
I personally haven't. Brian does it all the time.
I took a gym. My office building is a gym. And I took that gym when it first started. I played Pokemon Go, I think I was one of the first people that dropped it here, actually. Because I know Kevin, for a while, was playing. I think I played it maybe 3 days. And I was like...
I couldn't drop it because I never started.
Yeah, I was like, this is not the Pokemon game that I enjoy playing, so no thank you.
Anyway, the paranoia and the hype got me, and I bought this cute little bracelet, and it does some cool things.
Just like matching shoes, I got a matching hat.
Well, I did buy all that stuff, and I'm going to Disney World next week, so I'm going to put it to the test. I think it's going to be awesome.
That actually does sound cool. Yeah, you're right.
That would be.
Yeah,
So
that's pretty good.
I'm gonna get all sorts of cool stuff. Anyway, that's what I've been playing. Thanks a lot for making me feel like crap.
I didn't try. I'm just trying to keep you informed.
Well, whatever. I'll buy the other one too.
You can't bring me down off this high that I'm on tonight. You guys have no idea. I am on cloud
bring me down.
9.
Loose.
It'd be hard to sleep.
I've been playing Hyrule Warriors. Just the legend mode or legacy mode or the story. I've did all the main story maps, and I have to go through and I'm just doing the epilogues to get those done because I tried to do adventure mode, and it's like, you don't have the hammer, you should come back when you have it. I was like, fine.
Yeah, just finish legend mode.
Yeah, do legend mode first.
So I'm back in legend mode, so just been playing through that. It's so funny though, like, because I've used Link the most. He's like level 35, and he's just, especially with the master sword, he just destroys,
just mows people down. Yeah.
And just wait, he has like 7 different weapons. He hits an element, every single element except dark, but he has like 3 light.
Who's your favorite non-Link character to play with?
Oddly enough, who the first time I used them and just I found that this destroyed everything was Fi.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, that's no.
She way. She the way her movement
sucks.
I'm with you because her attacks can't be blocked.
Yeah. She and then she just kind of flutters around, and so she's like, you can just sit here. Like, I don't remember what I've only played her in the mission that you was forced to use her, but I just spammed the A attack and I just danced around in a circle, and the boss couldn't hit me, and I just constantly just hitting everything. I was like,
she's got that flower attack where she highlights the ground and blows everything up. So if the person if you're up there get those like Lizalfos or whatever. Like, you can just do that while they're guarding and just throws them in the air and you just attack them. Like, she's pretty fun. I agree with you. It's a good one.
My problem with her, though, is there's so much, like, wasted time between attacks. I'm, like, one of those people that has to be hitting, like, do every second.
Have you played with Ganon yet?
I haven't played as Ganon yet. I have his epilogue. I haven't done it yet. And, like, Sheik is just crazy. You're, like, flipping around and destroying everything. And then Linkle is just a pretty OP, too.
Linkle's fun,
dual crossbows. I mean,
Linkle's fun.
Wait till you get her boots. Her boots are super fun.
Yeah.
She gets the Pegasus boots, I think, or that's what they're called.
I want to play the Wind Waker stuff so bad. I'm like, especially when you were like talking about the remixes, I'm like, I want to hear.
Oh my gosh, the music is so good. So, that's actually there's a little arc with Sia at the end.
Sweet.
You have to play through her creating the madness and then post game, and that's when you get the Wind Waker stuff.
I'm just like looking forward to being able to play maps that aren't going to take me like 35 minutes to complete.
It's a meaty game, man.
Adventure mode, adventure mode has quizzes where you like defeat the right enemy and then you continue on to the next one, and or
knock out 30 enemies in 5 seconds.
Yeah,
and all that.
Yeah. Looking for some more bite-sized little stuff like that, but it's been. I mean, let's face it. I played the original game for like an hour and a half. So I played longer than that on my stream the other night. So
yeah. And you played the first one on Wii U, right?
Yeah.
I played more of Hyrule Warriors on 3DS than I did Wii U.
Oh, wow.
It's that portable play. It's so good.
Accessibility we always talk about. I find though, my only complaint with the game, like when I started that stream last night, where at the section I was at, sometimes there's so much stuff on the screen, I have no idea where I am. You know, you can't even see your character because there's just so much.
You have to pinpoint
there.
things.
Yeah.
I think there's a way to zoom in on your map.
Yeah,
There
map,
is. You can.
Like I find like when I switch characters and I'm like, okay, where am I now? I'm like spinning around. I'm looking for the arrow on the map that's just spinning in circles. Like, oh, there I am. And then it's a little clunky. I feel like when you're going in there to issue commands, like I have to go through too many screens. And I think that I wish there was like a quick way to do that, but there isn't really. I mean, if
No.
like,
Especially when you have
can,
multiple party characters,
yeah,
that can be difficult.
There's not really any other
Yeah.
way to speed it up, but it's a blast. I mean, let's face it, it's like total Zelda fan service.
It
It
does
really
have,
is.
I would say, like if I had to give you a con, because we want to try to be, unbiased or at least somewhat critical,
Yeah.
there's a lot to pay attention to.
Yeah.
It's something that I've always told people that, like, I love the Warriors games because it's like veg out, but with Hyrule Warriors, I feel like you need to pay attention. When somebody pops, like a
That's
text
just
bubble
it.
pops, read it. Because
Yeah.
you will
And
not
it's
know
hard-
what you're
it's
supposed to be
hard,
doing.
too, because you're like so focused on the mashing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Brian was playing the other night and he didn't read, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
Just
And he's
mindlessly
he's
mowing down
he's like,
people.
What do you mean? I was like, "You have to go over here because." But see, the good thing about Fire Emblem Warriors is they pause the game
Yeah,
and give you
that's
the
different.
prompt.
Actually,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
nice.
That was a good thing, and I kind of wish that they sort of changed that up in the definitive edition and they
Yeah.
made the pause. But
Yeah.
I think
so much going on.
Hyrule Warriors definitely looks a lot better. And you were right, Caroline. I think that comic hand-drawn type animation just doesn't look as good as the Hyrule Warriors, like
Yeah,
Zelda
it's an
take.
anime style. Mhm.
Yeah. But Hyrule Warriors, in my opinion, I think is the better game
I agree.
because of the triangle. Like the weapon triangle, there's more to do. Like you feel more
You
in
mean Fire Emblem
charge.
Warriors is the
I'm
better
sorry.
game.
Yeah. Fire Emblem Warriors is the better game because
I
there's
just-
more to do. The only thing that really holds Fire Emblem Warriors back, especially if you're a Fire Emblem fan, is the story is kind of just non-important. And
It is.
Yeah.
it's not that like that doesn't take it away. Because like the Hyrule Warriors story is actually pretty good for like the mess that it is. I love how they branch
Yeah.
like into the
Fanfic?
timelines and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
it's total fan fiction.
Self-insert.
I like
female
how
fanfic
there's
characters.
what I'm going to coin Brian cutscenes. And
Yeah.
especially
Now
with Sia.
that's my favorite. Oh yeah, Sia. I'm leveling up Sia with every battle.
Brian
Every time I get
cutscenes?
points. As soon as she becomes a playable character, it's over. But with
Y'all are terrible.
Fire Emblem Warriors, that's exactly what I wanted. Having been a Fire Emblem fan, I was like, oh man, like we could go into these different game universes with different characters, do this awakening stuff, and they kind of do it, but it's very, very light. And I'm wondering, like, if maybe just there aren't that big of fans, like they don't have that base that they can placate to like that, so they try to keep it, like generally
were-
acceptable for everyone.
They were very timid to like go to the GBA games. We didn't have any Roy Ellawood characters from is it Sacred Stones or
Yep.
but Sacred Stones and the Binding Blade and stuff. We didn't get any of those characters. We got the original Marth characters and Awakening, which revitalized the franchise and everything from then.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
But even then, like Fire Emblem is a pretty, like narratively, pretty mature. It's like very like family focused, family oriented, like deceit and crossing in it. There wasn't a whole lot in there. It was like this very cookie cutter story. It's like those are bad dudes. Go hit them with your sword.
Oh my gosh, they killed our mother. Oh
Yeah.
wait, our mother's not dead.
Yeah, it was kind of that really kind of soured it. If that had a good story, the game would have been so much better. But that said, I still think it's the more fun game to play with the different classes and the stuff. Like it's not with Hyrule Warriors. I'm already noticing it. It is kind of just like mash the A button. You
Yeah.
can just kind of mash the A button your way through. You got to think a little bit more in the Fire
I
Emblem
have to
version.
say that there's a couple times when you're like when you do like get some badges and you have like some longer attacks you can chain together. It's just you feel so awesome. You can do this huge combo and bodies are just flying. And then let's say while you're doing a combo, you trigger the what's the attack where you
Yeah.
you do that and then you're like, oh, I got full magic. Let's trigger that too.
Yeah.
And then just junk's flying everywhere.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
It's good. Like you said, it's good mindless just hack and slash.
Get awesome
stuff
music.
up.
You
Yeah.
get used
Yeah.
to some characters. Yeah, it's just it's blast.
It's cool to see all these Zelda characters like that you might have only experienced in Zelda, and now you get to see them in this whole new sort of.
You guys
genre,
playing with the Breath
so
of the
to
Wild
speak.
stuff?
Oh
Right?
yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
I have
okay.
my Link skin
Very
on.
good.
Unlocking costumes has got to be one of the coolest things.
Yeah, it's a
though.
fun thing to do.
I mean, the costumes are plentiful, and some of them are color swaps. But I mean, especially the Link, Ganon, and Zelda ones, those are really, really cool.
We'll just wait till you get Star Fox Heroes.
Ooh, I'd totally play some Star Fox Heroes. That is something I'm doing this time around. I did not do that on Wii U. On Wii U, I straight campaigned it. On 3DS, I got way into the adventure mode. What I am doing with this, and even in my stream you even see it, I am playing with ZeldaDungeon.net open. I am getting every heart container, and I'm trying to unlock the costumes. Like, I'm actively, that's what I'm trying to do. Actually, before we even start missions, I'm like, all right, where's the heart container? And I just run that way. And I'm like, I'll come back and do the rest of this later.
Let me tell you, the most rewarding costumes to get are the ones in the boss mode with the giant Ganon and the giant Kuko and stuff like that. They have the boss monsters like Dodongo, Goma, and stuff, colored swaps for Link, Zelda, Lana, Sia. They're so sick.
So, forgive me if you might have already said that. So, how do I get costumes? Do I have to get the heart containers to do that?
Adventure mode.
Oh, it's an adventure. Okay, cool.
They're unlockable per whatever map.
Okay, cool. Because I did, I was like, I definitely missed some stuff so far in the mode I'm playing. I'm like, I have no desire to go back and replay some of these maps. So, especially a certain one in the Twilight realm, which I know you hate as well, Caroline.
I don't like Palace. I don't like the Palace.
No, that's been my least favorite. My least favorite so far.
It's too many areas.
Beyond Hyrule Warriors, we got golf. We're still golfing.
Still golfing.
I haven't played in 2 weeks.
On Twitter. Which is, speaking of 3DS, you guys, I have an issue with mine this week. I noticed on, I think it was Sunday, I charged it up because I took it with, I'd been gone over, didn't use it over the weekend, but the battery dead. So I charged it up, played a little bit of, what did I even do? I don't know. I think I even played anything. I just messed around with the system a little bit. Left it just sitting on a table here at home. I went to play golf, or like, oh, the new tournament's up. It was that night. I was going to plug it in. 3DS was dead again. I was like, that's weird. Charged it up again, took it to work, played golf, got my score in, left it at the office overnight, forgot it there. Came back the next day, battery was critical again. So my battery is like going from full to critical in a day. I have no idea.
It's a new battery, man.
Yeah, I mean, luckily it's a $13 fix. The battery is cheap.
It's just a regular lithium battery, I think.
Now, my 3DS, I don't know if I ever talked about a PSVG or not. This has notoriously had issues with its battery since day one. I would have a full charge, and I'd go and put it to sleep mode, and I'd go up to, because I play Pokemon. I used to play Pokemon Picross constantly.
Yeah.
And I'd go in and try to do my dailies, and I couldn't, because I'd open up my 3DS and it was off. I'm like, well, that's weird. And I opened it up, and sure enough, my clock, my date were all reset. So the battery had became disconnected enough that it reset the system, and I had to redo it every time. And of course,
oh my gosh,
then the game's like, well, you reset your system clock. You can't play for 24 hours. I was like, all right, fine. And that would keep happening. So eventually I just Gorilla taped my battery in place. And that fixes the problem. But every once in a while, depending on how jostled it must have got in my backpack or something, it would still happen. So I've had weird issues with my battery, and people in some of the other Discord servers they're like, well, you should send that back to Nintendo. I was like, it works. I don't really want to be without a 3DS that long. And now it's been 2 years, so I don't think it's gonna fix, but just weird. So I'll report back if that fixes it once I do. And up until now, that was it. But just my wife was doing some stuff on the computer, doing some typey stuff, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna play this Super NES Classic. And it took me forever to get my TV to work down here, but then I played some Super Punch Out.
Cool. Nice. I haven't touched my Super NES since last year.
Yeah, now that my Xbox is gone, I'm probably gonna move it to my desk here, so maybe I'll stream some stuff, or I'll be more apt to play it when I can just play it, and I don't have to sit here and unplug a TV 15 times to get it to work. So
oh yes, the good old days.
Yeah, the TV needs to go in, but that's not really a priority right now. But yeah, that's that's the extended and expanded version of what we've been playing. So
Sweet.
it's been a while. We had to have a good conversation there. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with that. We did have a lot of news drop this week. Caroline, you've done a nice job in kind of giving us some highlights here.
I mean, I'm not gonna go through each and every little nitty gritty thing. But I guess the big, what would you call it? Not exactly an elephant in the room, but drama llamas, maybe. I'm talking about animals. Resident Evil 7 is only going to be in the cloud.
Resident Evil 7 has come out in Japan on Switch. Yay! Via cloud streaming.
Yeah.
Only.
You only want to play it if you live in Japan, because I hear it's very,
Yeah,
very
Game Explain has a
far
stream of
before
them
the
trying to
otherwise.
stream it, trying to beam it all the way from Japan and back. And they're like, it may not be an adequate representation of the game. No, you really? You think?
I mean, that's a cool idea, but I don't think we want a game that only lives in the cloud, because guess what happens? Oh, this game's not doing well. Well, shut the server. Oh, there goes your game. You're not
Interesting.
can't play it anymore.
There's a lot of people. I will go ahead and say that I think I'm probably more in this boat than the other boat, that look at streaming as a way for the Nintendo Switch to make up on the hardware, the lack of pure hardware. If you could stream a game in 1080p that the Switch just can't run natively, like, it opens up the library for a lot of other stuff.
I like streaming. I've played Overwatch at work on my office PC, which is it has no video card, and I'm playing Overwatch.
That's
streaming
crazy.
from my PC at home. So
That might be a way for, yeah.
Technology is mind blowing.
I will say this though, I've never played a game streaming that I thought was like a great experience. I've tried to
That's
remote
what I
play.
worry about.
I've remote played with Vita. I've remote played with the what was the Switch before the Switch? What was it? The Shield. I tried that. I streamed with that. I've tried it. I've tried it a bunch, and I've never. It's always left me like it's. Is it better than nothing? Sure. Is it good? No.
I've streamed. I played quite a bit of Hyper Light Drifter that way.
Was it
played
good?
On my lunch. I played that on my lunch break at work. Most of the time, yeah. There was a couple instances where I had some weird lag and I had to wasn't playable, but I played a good chunk of that game that way. And especially something like that, very precision based. You can't get hit a lot. Slightly difficult. Yeah, it worked well. And then I was playing Shadowrun, the turn-based tactical RPG. And then all of a sudden, I think I either had a driver update at home or one at work for whatever reason, and now I can't get the software I use, Parsec. I just get extreme lag. Even at my desktop, it's like a 10-second delay.
And see, stuff like that I'd never really want to mess with.
Yeah.
I don't want to dive through settings and all that.
And this is on a PC, so this is adding extra layers of difficulty. That a console, it's going to be a much more streamlined experience.
Right.
So.
I do think it's interesting that Capcom is doing this on their own. Like, it's not a part of a Nintendo provided streaming service.
Right. What was that? There's that one third party or that one studio that's making that.
Is it like Rainfall or something like that?
Rain something. I was going to say Rainwave, but that's the name of the Overclock Remix streaming site I listen to stuff on. But yeah, it's Rain. It's Rain something. They were working on letting you stream, but that was just like a client where you could stream like PC games to the Switch. If I remember.
Rainway. Did you see how much it cost?
No.
So that actually is somewhat exciting, because we know like what PS Now gives you, and that's not like great. Like the value proposition on that's not that great. And then Game Pass doesn't stream. It's $20 and you get access to the game, I think, for 6 months.
Oh,
that's pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie to you. Not for RE7 because I've already played and beat RE7.
Yeah.
But if there was a game that came that I wanted to play on Switch that I couldn't run on Switch, and they're like, for $20 you can rent it for half a year, I would probably pop. Like if they were like,
what if the streaming's so bad that?
So that's the thing, though. That's the thing, right? But I would test it. Even for $20, I would test it. Like if Nintendo came out at E3 and they said, you can stream GTA 5 on Switch today, I would totally throw $20 to try it. And if it went well, I would do other games. If it went well. Now, the interesting thing, though, what I tweeted out, my immediate reaction to this is, it's interesting that somebody's trying to do a streaming game to a console whose biggest proponent is the fact that it's portable. That makes no sense in the
That's
world.
true.
That's just bad marketing. It's not that I'm against streaming. It's just like, this is a portable console. It's not meant for this. Like, the best thing that it's got goes against your idea. So, not that the two can't coexist. It's just weird. It's so weird, man. It's like, you know what we should do? Let's put a game out that has to have a network connection for the console that you take with you on the go. It's so weird. So.
In other news, we finally get some information on the Mario and Rabbids. Donkey Kong DLC.
Yeah, that we got a sweet trailer too for it.
Yes, it looks great. I'm very excited, and I didn't even buy any of the DLC for the original game, but I think I might.
I did
based on this. Yeah, I know, and you bought the game again after you sold it already.
I totally bought the pass when I played it because I was like, I love this game so much. They got DLC. Here's all the money. And then DLC didn't come, and DLC didn't come. Because what is like $10? It was super cheap, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, it didn't
It
come.
might have been $19.99.
I think it was 20.
Like,
I think it was.
And it didn't come. And what we did get was weapons, which my son used. Like, and like, so when it didn't come, I was like, no, I'm gonna trade this in. And I did. And I think I traded in for like, traded in for like $38.
Yeah.
And I was like,
that's
that's
about
good.
what it's going for now on sales.
Because that got good sales, really, if you didn't get used or anything like that.
So then this comes out, but you missed the highlight of this. This DLC is 10 hours.
Yeah.
It's like as much as the game.
Dude,
it's not DLC.
Kong
It's the
looks
sequel.
Like a blast to play as, though. He can like pick up a bunch of items. He's got that banana boomerang that goes
the
through
best
everything.
part is Rabbid Cranky.
Rabbid Cranky Kong,
that
Rabbid
is
Cranky
just
Kong.
Awesome.
Yeah. Rabbid Cranky Kong's amazing. Yeah, the moment that I was like, the moment I saw this, I was like, oh, I got to get this game again. Like, I got to get him, and I did.
Great.
I did. I picked it up at Walmart for $27.50 new. I think is when it was the rollback price that they got. So
that's not bad.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to play this. 10 hours? That's not DLC.
Hours.
That's a sequel.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm anxiously to hear their standalone price for that because I don't want to buy the season pass at all. I don't care about any of the other stuff. I just want that. So I bet you maybe like 10 or 15. I bet.
And it's June, so next month.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's coming up.
We got the Me Creator Studios live in web browsers.
Yay.
That happened today.
Yeah.
It's not nearly as cool as I was hoping. Because I was really hoping. Because let's face it, I just like to use it to make social media, social media icons and stuff. But
that's true.
There's nothing there. It's just it's like the super base. It's like the Me Creator on Wii U. If you just wanted to make make your little Wii U guy, that's it. That's all.
That's
you can
good
do.
because I kicked my son out of my family. He needs to make a new me. So. I didn't tell that story yet.
Comments out of context.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll save that story next week.
There's more hype, and I'm on the hype train. Nintendo has filed a new trademark regarding the N64 guys. And, I think it's coming in September, just like the past couple of years. We're gonna get an N64.
That's why we no longer have Virtual Console.
There's a ton of people
I'm gonna buy it.
that are excited for it. And I don't want to be the person.
We talked about this in the SNES game.
I don't want to be the Debbie Downer right on people's break because there's a ton of people that are excited for this. And
I'll buy it.
And I can't see how I can purchase this.
I'll buy it.
I try and I'm just like I can't get excited for it.
I mean, Smash, Kart, Golf, Zelda's, Wave Race,
Mario parties.
Yeah, I'll buy it. Because I mean, it's gonna be like $60-$80, right? It's gonna be like $60.
Probably at least 70 or 80, I think.
And I need it's gotta have.
NES? That was
$79.99, but same with 2 controllers.
It's got to have 2 controllers, at least 2 controllers.
No, I think you got to have all.
Now I said that last year. Remember that, Jason? I said it's got to have 4.
Yeah,
but
they'll sell a 2-pack of controllers.
Yeah,
outside.
The sad part is though, it won't do GoldenEye or the wrestling games
or Banjo.
So, but if we can hack it. If we can
you'll be able to hack it.
Well, then Then I'll buy it. I'll buy it just for that. If I can hack it and put the wrestling games on it, Literally, they could sell me that for $80. Be nothing but wrestling games.
They give you, I think if you had Nitro.
Oh yes, NWO
yeah.
World Tour. Yes, WrestleMania
Yeah.
2000. If it was just nothing but N64 wrestling
2000
games,
was good.
if it was nothing but wrestling games, I'd buy it. So yeah, I'll get it. I'll get it. That's a good one to put on the shelf.
Yeah, I'm excited, and I hope they keep doing it. Can you
I would-
imagine a little bitty GameCube? How precious that would be.
So I was gonna ask, like, well, do you want them to re-release like the exact controller? Because I wouldn't mind if they made that controller, that Bowser claw, like smaller, or if they gave us like a different design. Or do you like, because it's classic and everything, you just the exact
I
same
think it's
mold?
gonna have to be the original design. Maybe the size could be a little different.
That
but
thing
I think
is
it's
huge.
It's got to be the original design. But I feel like from a manufacturing standpoint, it might be.
Plus, they can't give us like rumble packs and all that stuff
No, no.
again, like with memory cards. Like, so, like, just make it smaller, just a little bit. Like, just make it smaller. Like, reduce the overall size like 30%.
Unless they just make it like a 2-prong thing and take the middle prong out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Whoever used, like, I always just used the middle one, and because
Did
I
you-
used the control stick, I didn't use the D-pad.
You saw that modern, Jason, I think you posted in Discord, that modern 64 controller with like the dual sticks and whatnot. Like, make that.
Yeah.
Like, just give us that. Versus us having used the Bowser Claw. Because trying to play GoldenEye with like the C buttons to move
Yes.
that's rough to go back to.
Yep.
Yeah. What about probably the last thing we want? Just we want to do get a couple other things yet tonight, maybe.
Maybe.
Switchless dock was announced
Yes.
for Japan, coming to Japan.
For Japan only, because they've talked to Europe.
For now.
They said
Yeah,
we
it'll
don't have
come out.
plans to,
Oh,
make
come on.
Nah,
That's-
it'll come everywhere.
That's
They're probably-
marketing
I think it will.
speak.
Yeah, that's
E3 is
called
3 weeks
bullshit
away.
E3.
Yeah.
The price. Yeah. There's
So,
no way they don't do that everywhere.
So you get a
Especially-
Switch. Go ahead.
Especially what was the last thing the last president had said, that they want the Switch to be, once the Switch gets to an every person console instead of one per household, one
Yeah.
per family member.
Shinsuke
How do you get
Furukawa.
there? How do you get there? You sell a Switch without a dock.
You got to lower the price. We were talking about
Yeah,
that. The
you have
price
to.
has got to come down. You cannot. No, you can't put a chicken in every pot at $300.
I mean, we're selling this dock sells for what, 70?
80.
Yeah.
80. So it's got to be at least, I'm not getting the dock. Well, right now it's got to be at least 220.
It's got to be $199. That's the
no, yeah,
that's the
$199.
marker.
I think
Yeah.
that's
That's the
I mean,
marker.
that's the perfect price. Yeah. Will they do that? That's the thing.
Yeah.
And that's what it should be.
Does it
but
come with a game?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Okay.
And it
I
doesn't
think
come.
it's
I don't
just
think it
the
comes with
tablet.
it doesn't come with the charging cable. or
That's
anything
true. It
either.
doesn't come with a
It's just
charger.
tablet.
Yeah, you're right.
Man, they pulled that crap with 3DS. You
Yep.
remember when
I
the
don't
new
mind,
Nintendo
'cause-
3DS came out and it's
Yep.
like no
I had to
charger.
bu-
As a
had to
Google
buy one.
Pixel owner, a Switch owner, and a Chromebook owner, I have a bajillion USB-C chargers everywhere.
I'm sure you do. Yeah.
So I'm great.
that's
I
just-
charge everywhere.
That's one thing, but I mean, when they came out with the new Nintendo 3DS, they're like, no charging cable. I was mad.
That's a weird
So
thing.
mad.
That is a
'Cause,
weird
I mean, yeah,
thing.
you're like, yes, it's great for your people that are already in your ecosystem that want to upgrade, but someone like me that was like, oh, I'm gonna finally get a 3DS, like, sweet, I'm gonna buy one. Shoot, I gotta pay for a charger too.
And it's just weird because like the charger, like you didn't there was no cost savings.
yeah,
No.
Like the only person that made out on that deal was Nintendo.
yeah,
Like nobody got any better. It's not like they lowered the price of the system.
yeah. I could have maybe bought 2 games and the unit. No, I had to buy a game. And
Plus,
the
like
charger.
there was a while there, like GameStop didn't carry like the chargers, right? Because they traded them with the consoles, so you had to buy like the GameStop branded 3D,
Oh,
and it was
God,
like
nobody
20,
wants that.
and it was like $20.
I don't know about that. I just know that Kirby had one Majora's Mask 3DS left, and I called and I was like, "How many did you get? 4. How many do you have? 1." Boom! Ran down there and he held it for me.
I was one of those 4. That's cute.
Were you really?
Yeah, I sold Seth that 3DS a long time ago.
So yeah. Luckily, I had my old charger for my Aqua Blue original.
Sure, and you can get them on Amazon for like $1. Not that big.
Oh
a deal.
yeah, made in China. So I think that's about it for news. Did we have anything that we wanted to actually talk about?
we can do the abridged version.
No, it's fine. We can go a little over. Everybody else is. It's fine. It's a special night, man. We got called out by a developer. Like, come on, let's do the
Yeah.
topic.
That's true.
E3 topic. That's our thing. We've been doing all month. The road to E3. E3 topic. This topic presented to you by none other than hashtag better than speed, the Nintendo.
You want to talk about something else that's crazy? That there was a Better Than Speed podcast
That was hilarious.
that completely 180'd what you wanted to do with the
Yeah, but I wanted
hashtag.
to tell you and them, but I didn't want to be rude. But
If
like
I get
they don't,
another
they only have
reply
like
in that-
80 people that follow them, so like there's not a majority of people that are with you guys.
I don't
You're
know.
just being mean now.
If that thread doesn't die on Twitter and I get more tags from that tomorrow,
I unfollowed it. I
I'm
was
gonna-
so mad
I'm gonna
yesterday.
have to block it.
That
'Cause
thing
I-
really
I texted
took off.
Kevin. I was like, Kevin,
Turn it off.
I'm about to lose it.
That's my biggest pet peeve is when I get
ignore it. Just ignore it. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
when there's
come
like
on.
a 20-person conversation, then you just randomly get tagged in it, and then you're
Yes.
just caught. And it's like when you get in
I
a
get a
giant
buzz on
group
my phone
text.
every
I
2
hate
seconds.
group text because there's always
Yes.
2 people that treat the group text as their own private text, and they
Which
just
was
go back and forth.
driving
You're
me
just like,
crazy.
I
And
was glad that
finally
we
figured out how to get rid of it.
Engaged with some of our community. People are getting to know Caroline.
love Keanu Reeves.
Hashtag grumpy old man.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Just mute your phone or mute the thread.
I figured out how to do it. I never known how to do it
Here's the
before
thing.
this time.
I can mute it, but I don't use the official Twitter client on my phone, so that's just going off
See,
constantly.
just he goes.
Yeah,
If,
I haven't
because the
used-
official Twitter client sucks because I can't keep. I like to keep lists, and I want to keep multiple lists visible, and I use Tweetbot.
coming
because it
soon
lets me
to
do
you.
it.
If we ran Twitter, the podcast.
Yes. coming soon
Sean
to day.
Capri.
Coming soon to Dayspace.
All right,
Pitch-
Caroline,
pitch that.
what's your topic?
Well, I just we were scrambling, and I
We
decided.
never scramble on Nintendo Shack. We're always well prepared. Hashtag professional.
Donnie dropped the ball today. He's like, I'm at a con. Oh my god, I'm so excited. That's Donnie impression 101, guys. We're gonna talk about what third parties we want to see on the Switch
I like it.
announced,
It's a good topic.
or 3DS if you want to go 3DS.
Nope.
But I
Nope.
seriously, that was
Sushi Strikers. That's all you need on 3DS. That's good.
God. I don't even know
That's
it.
Nintendo.
Hey, we
isn't it?
forgot to say Sushi Strikers and the Mario Tennis Aces demos out today.
Oh yeah, there are. Yep, and a whole slew of stuff on the eShop.
Yep.
My big thing is that Marvelous has announced since like the very beginning of the Switch. Yes, we're making our next Story of Seasons title, and it's gonna be on the Nintendo Switch and not the Nintendo 3DS.
That's
I
good.
need to see it. But that's it. I
That's it. You got one game. Good topic.
I just Shantae is my other Bay, and okay, Bayonetta 3. Bayonetta 3.
There you go. Do you think
Okay.
you think Bayonetta 3's at E3?
I think we see more than what we had to use at
I mean,
the
yeah.
Game Awards.
What do we see more of then? Bayonetta 3 or Prime? Metroid Prime?
Bayonetta 3.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Oh,
If I
well.
got to pick between one of those two.
Yeah.
Bayo seems like a quick, turnaround. They've just ported it. What have they been working on since then? It's not Scalebound. Like, what has Platinum been doing? They got to be doing something.
Yeah.
I'll jump in here because I like this topic because I was kind of thinking about it for the long. I mean, first and foremost, we have a slew of indie games that count as third-party games. We're still waiting
This
on.
is true. Yeah.
Still waiting on. We're still waiting on Shakedown Hawaii and Wargroove and a bunch of
Oh my-
stuff.
I keep forgetting about Shakedown Hawaii.
Hollow Knight. I've been waiting on Hollow Knight since like month 5 of the Switch's existence. Which is funny because I could just play it on my PC. But
You
I don't.
guys turned me on to the Mineko's Night Market. Oh my gosh. It's so cute.
Oh,
It
is
is.
that?
You
Yeah.
grow
Animal Crossing like
cats
game.
like
that
vegetables.
actually looks really good. Yeah.
So yeah, I will be getting that when it comes out.
So what I tried to do, I've got a couple that I think are just like never going to happen. But what I tried to do is I tried to come up with games that I thought could get ported to Switch. These are games that probably have already come out,
Right?
maybe like even last year.
Yeah.
But like
that's
if you
where I
brought
would
them
be.
to Switch, they could run and like they may have an audience.
Okay.
Okay. So first and foremost, GTA 5. I think that could have a whole second life on Switch. It's like the most successful game of all time.
Yeah. It'd be
So-
similar to like what they did with LA Noire.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like about to hit 100 million sold. Like it at this
Oh,
point, it's
wow.
basically sold like a copy per console this gen.
Wow.
It's like insane.
I never finished it.
I think a lot of people haven't, and I actually think
I don't know where it is.
I think
Behind
with
me somewhere.
GTA 5, a lot of people would double dip. I think people would just be like, I can play this in the palm of my hands whenever I want. Sure, they'll buy it just because. I think it has like that kind of unique flavor, you know. All right, so let's get into a little bit more. Guacamelee 2. All right, that was announced. Guacamelee was announced at PSX for PlayStation 4. It's been on a Nintendo platform before, so maybe it's like maybe it comes late.
Yeah.
But
and they've got Severed. I mean, they got their relationship there too.
Yep, it fits. The art style fits. The platform fits. The style fits. Like that could come over later. We already know Mega Man 11's coming. The one that I want, like this is my big pie in the sky. Like if it was at E3, I'd be really excited for Nintendo. So I'll go ahead and shadow this a little bit. Darksiders 3 supported for Nintendo day and date. I don't know what they're doing with that game. It really feels like they're trying, like THQ is trying to make it the big experience that they haven't delivered on. But Darksiders does have history on the Wii U console, and just Nintendo in general. And I think that could
both the original and the second one. Were on Wii U?
Yep, that could be like Nintendo's next like Bayonetta, not in the sense of exclusive, but that could be like the one third-party game that they market behind, like they push it. You know, like let's say, because if Darksiders 3 shows up at another console's, you know, lineup, like Xbox's 2-hour show, it's going to get buried, right? Yep. You know, like Metro and the bajillion other games that come to Xbox and Gears and all that. But if Darksiders 3 highlights the third-party show during a direct, like it's going to be huge. That's huge news for a Nintendo console. So that's kind of one that I've got. I've got more, but I'll let you get in here, Jason. Give me some of yours.
You know, I'm in the same position as you because I'm like I've been, you know, a PC gamer and then going to Nintendo. Third parties just haven't been anything I've been interested in for the longest time. But I definitely think they fill a niche that of games that we don't really have on Switch right now.
No kidding.
We need to have and I know this is probably going to come up in your list, Donnie. We need to have some sort of first-person shooter. Like more of a competitive first-person shooter.
I really don't have a whole lot of them outside of Borderlands.
Borderlands, well, we were hoping. I know you were hoping for a Call of Duty announcement. We didn't get it. And I would say Overwatch, but they just had a statement about how they're always looking to. If it's something that they could always do, if the technology's there, it'd be something they're interested in. But right now, they just want to focus on the base game still and doing.
People are all but expecting Fortnite. Like that's not even going to be an announcement, really.
There's much rumor at Fortnite, and then I've heard a lot about Paladins coming. And Paladins is actually a really good game, and people always will market it. They say, "Oh, it's just an Overwatch clone," but if you think about the timetable of development, I mean, it can't be a clone because it came out a little bit before Overwatch.
I honestly don't know anything about this game.
They were in development at the same time. It's free to play, I think, on every platform now, but it's the same type of thing. It's a team-based shooter. Much like Overwatch. I mean, it's not. Is it as polished? No, but it's still fun. It's still a fun game. I've played it on PC a little bit. I do hope the Diablo 3 rumor.
It's on the list.
I think that's going to be a fun game, and it's something like I didn't really. My lack of my PC world kind of made that game fizzle out, and I have a ton of more friends in the Switch universe that I could play that game with, and I think that would give me a lot more legs there. I think Hearthstone would be great on the Switch. Small game. I mean, it's mobile, tablet based. It should
Switch, I would definitely get into it.
Easy thing to make happen. Beyond trying to reach out for something more, something bigger.
You said the word. Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Oh no way! I think that game's gonna be too big for. To handle.
Okay.
From what they're saying, like what I've heard of that game, I've heard it's still extremely early builds, but I've heard in terms of scope, where it's like you're out in space, and then much like what we see in No Man's Sky, but to a bigger scale and more fluid, and you just fly into the atmosphere, fly down, and I'm hearing the game's huge things about that game, and I love Beyond Good and Evil. It's one of my favorite games of all time, and I was super. First of all, I was just super excited that the sequel's happening, But I think part of me is still disappointed that we're not seeing any more of Jade and Paige.
Yeah,
and
it looks
those characters I
nothing
love.
like
And
the
like
original.
when we got that trailer, what was it, like 7 years ago? That first
Yeah.
trailer, I was like, yes. That was like I was making the face of Donnie when the Smash reveal happened. You know, our hype emoji. That was me. I was like, "Ah!" And then now it's this completely different monster, which is cool. You know, I want to check it out, but I'm not quite as excited for it as I once was. But
Okay. Let me hop back in.
I'd like a sports game of some sort too.
Sports, man.
Anything.
Coach.
Yeah, I'm really
Like
hoping
hockey.
Madden
Give
comes
me a
to
hockey
Switch,
game.
man. Madden. See, with the NHL stuff scares me because they're all like the Frostbite stuff, right? They're gonna like say all that, but like Madden makes sense. They have older versions.
If I ran Nintendo, I would make a Mario hockey.
Yes, yes, that'd be great. All right, so in the shooter space, what about Sniper Elite? That came out last year.
Those are cool though.
Was good. That had Wii U. Came out on Wii U. Folks don't remember that. Sniper Elite 3 came out on Wii U. So like
Swap Fire too.
they could port that over. Swap Fire. We're getting Firewatch, and it's actually been something I keep bringing up a lot of. I'm amazed that these walking sims haven't made their way over yet. This is perfect console for it. So, The Life is Strange, What Remains of Edith Finch, that stuff should get to Switch. I think there's an audience for that stuff. They would eat up bite-sized narrative-based games. You put Edith Finch on Switch for $29.99, and Carolina Place will love that game. Like, there's a market there for that.
You know what I would like to see is like a Lucas. I don't know how much they can do it now that the studio doesn't exist, but a LucasArts point-and-click adventure collection. So all the classics. So we had Full Throttle, Day of the Tentacle, Maniac Mansion, Sam & Max, The Dig, Monkey Island, all these games. Now, unfortunately, we've had remasters. Mostly, Full Throttle's had a remaster, Day of the Tentacles had a remaster, Monkey Island 2 have had remasters, but that'd be sweet.
The other ones that I've got, I'll give my list away now. Fighters like DBZ Fighters, Injustice, those type of places. Street Fighter 5, those have a place, so you can get that over there. Although I think our fighting space is full.
We only get Street Fighter and Smash. That's all we get. All versions of Street Fighter only.
Any collection that's already out there in the world should come there. Like the BioShock collection, right? Like
Spyro 3.
the Devil May Cry collection. Spyro would be huge. I'm pretty sure Spyro would outsell every other platform if it came to Switch first. I feel like I could make that bet.
The kids that have done the Skylanders thing that own a Switch and just buy the Spyro pack? Yeah.
Persona, we have they did confirm in Japan this week that Persona Q is in Switch development. So let's see it. Show it to us. Because Persona, the name brand carries a lot of weight, even though I wasn't a big fan of Persona Q. The Crew from Ubi. We get that Ubi love. Nintendo needs a sim racer type thing, because they don't really have that space, so you could get that over there. Anything Metal Gear, I think, would make a lot of sense, even if you put Metal Gear Survive on Switch, because it's a shooter, because the market doesn't have anything. I think there'd be somebody that would get into that. I mean, dude, if what's that game that everybody's playing? The multiplayer shooter game, Payday. If there's a Payday crowd, there'll be a Metal Gear Survive crowd.
It was like Fortnite.
Yeah.
One of the Yakuza ports, I think, makes sense because that can fill in that open world adventure game. And then
Paul's in chat says Dead Space collection.
Ooh, yeah, Dead Space is dead.
Good.
Dead Space is dead.
Can I say Star Wars, please? I was listening to Nintendo Nostalgia today, and they're talking about Rogue Squadron 2.
Yeah.
When it released on GameCube.
And Rogue Squadron's dead too.
We need. I can only pray that when Disney revokes the license from EA after they flounder through 2 more years and give us another Battlefront game, so we have 8 years of a contract and 3 Battlefront games. We'll get a chance.
That's true. All right, my big 3 heavy hitters that I think would make huge news and I think actually fit. Nier Automata came out, is not a technical masterpiece. Could run on Switch, I think, if downported. Would be a huge adventure game. I'd probably jump back in. That's a really, really great game. More people should play. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. I love that game last year. I think it was my top 3 overall. It's a story-based game. It's fantastic. Just came to Xbox, so it's off its exclusivity deal with PlayStation. Bring that to Switch. The one that I think would make a lot of sense, giving the developer and the art style, that I think could give the franchise the life that I feel like it needs, because I feel like the franchise is on life support. Dishonored. Bring Dishonored, Death of the Outsider to Switch. Give that game another chance. Right? It didn't sell well. You could put it out, even though it's late, you could put it out. I still feel like maybe this is me putting my own things out there for the other people, but I still feel like maybe there's a lot of people that haven't got to it yet. And Switch could give it the life, right? Bring Dishonored 2, bring them as standalone, bring them together, bring them as a package. But announce that on Switch, it completely fills that void. And it's like the only thing there right now. You know, there's nothing in that space. We're still waiting on Wolfenstein 2. You know, it's like put that out this fall, and I think it'll sell well. So that's it.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how Wolfenstein 2 performs. Like, I don't think I'll be playing it on Switch because I let's face it.
You can buy it for $6 on PC.
Yeah, that's the thing. But actually, you know what? If I just wait long enough, I could probably just get it from the library like I did with Doom, because, you know, I definitely tell how Doom was running on the Switch. You know, it wasn't the premiere. It's not like if I wanted to play Doom at the high level, I had Xbox One S for the time. I could have played it on 4K. That would have been the premier way to play Doom. But there's something about, I don't know, I think it's just that technical magic that it's running on this little tiny console. And I think
little tablet.
I'm interested to see, from what we've seen other outlets report on how Wolfenstein's performance was. I'm interested to see if they get that cleaned up and then how it actually ends up doing on Switch. But I hear it's like isn't the file size like insane? I think for the digital version, I feel like I've heard it's like 40 gigs or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I think there's like a 16 gig patch you have to install. I mean, we've already talked about this a bunch, but I mean, I remember talking about Bobby with this, so, you know, this kind of foreshadowing that he's coming with us next week. It's gonna get to the point. Anybody that's acting like the Switch is never gonna have you carrying multiple SD cards, like you're not being realistic. At some point, you're gonna manage multiple SD cards. You have to pop one out and pop one back in. It's not that big of a deal. It's really not. And if you played Vita, if you ever played Vita, you knew all about that. Like, that life was very commonplace. So people, if anybody's whining about memory, like, I really just don't feel like it's that big of an issue. It's like, come on.
Or you can buy physical like me.
You know, because I have external. No, that's even if you buy physical. If you buy physical Wolfenstein, you have to install.
I have a 128 gig in mine.
But like, even my consoles have external hard drive. That's to be expected of video game players in this day and age, I think.
Absolutely.
So.
Mic drop.
Boom. Gosh. So it feels like we've been waiting forever, and now it's just weeks away.
It's upon us, man.
Just weeks away.
To hang out with Bobby, and then Caroline comes back, tells us about vacation.
Yeah.
And then it's E3.
Yeah.
Yep, we get to watch all that smash, man.
I don't think we've announced. Have we announced it on the? I don't think we've announced it on here or not. Yeah, Bobby, the Nintendo guru himself. He the man who's died and resurrected many times.
No. We announced it last week, and I actually wanted to address this.
I couldn't remember.
I wanted to address this because Caroline went on and on and on about how she can't fill the shoes of Nintendo guru. Let me tell you something, Caroline. Bobby Paul is the last person that needs his head inflated any more than it already is. Okay? Let me tell you that.
Next week.
I love Bobby to death. My Nintendo brother. We've been on many a podcast together. I'm just saying. Don't feel inadequate at all. Yeah. It's the last thing we need him to come barging in here just like, oh, I'm here at the shack. Finally, you guys have made it. Bobby's here. Like, that's the last thing we need. Sean knows. Sean knows.
He's making his media tour, though, before his big
reveal.
Yeah. Got a lot of. I hear rumors. He's got a lot of stuff.
He's addicted to the hype, man. I love it.
A lot of pots.
I can't wait. I can't wait to hang out with Bobby again.
Yeah, been too long. I haven't chatted with, like, you know, I've had a
sure
conversation, but I haven't actually like talked with Bobby in forever. So I'm looking forward to that.
I still love I still love me arguing with him about Splatoon and Zelda. Like, when I went on this Zelda review cast, I felt like, like, if you watch it now, I literally come off like I hate the game. It's my favorite game of all time, but because I was with him, I felt the need to be critical because he's just Super Nintendo everything. This is the guy that said that Gear Club game was Nintendo's Forza. Like, he loses all sense of belief when Nintendo enters the equation. Everything's amazing.
I can't wait. It'll be,
You know what?
it'll be fun.
I used to be that way before I started podcasting with you guys.
Oh, we brought
And
you
then
down.
I got a sense of perception.
We owe it to the listeners to try our
Yeah.
best to be critical. It's
Yep.
hard. It's hard. But
Yeah.
we owe
I think
it.
just being part of the whole group when you have a PlayStation cast,
Sure.
an Xbox cast, you get like all of those different walks of life for gaming, and you're just like, I gotta get out of my little Nintendo bubble.
You get
But
to
I
realize
still-
that some people don't even like Zelda games. You're like, what?
yeah,
it's-
and I'm like, I'm gonna pray for you, just pray for you.
Bless his heart.
What do you
Life
mean
is
you don't like
hard.
Zelda?
I've given some coach some life lessons though, so
Hey,
he's
I
improving.
hear Hyrule Warriors is a game he actually likes. So
Dude, Hyrule Warriors, I was actually going to say that earlier. Hyrule Warriors is a
doesn't like
really
it, though.
good introduction to Zelda for folks that aren't there.
Yeah.
It's a really good one.
Who's that girl that flips the mirror around? Well, she only shows up at the very end of Twilight Princess.
but yeah, we got E3. We will see Smash in action, and so many, some good reveals are coming, and we can't wait. So make sure you stick around the Shack because we've got the lead up. We got the lead up coming, so you want to miss that, and make sure you check out the next upcoming PSVG show when we have Donnie do the Momocon recap. You won't want to miss that either. So, as always, you can find me. I'm on the internet. You can find me on Twitter, JW Lacey. I'm avoiding. Don't tag me in a lot of conversations, though. You're gonna get blocked. That's how
Block
it's gonna-
party.
I got really mad too.
Jason, I need a Jason Lacey Dikembe Mutomo gif. He's just like, no.
I'll see if Rybo can do that.
Yes.
Have mercy.
Donnie, where can people find you?
Find
If
me
they
on
don't already.
Twitter at Playing Nintendo. Ain't no G's
No
in Playing
Gs.
Nintendo. As dubbed by the original host of the If We Ran Nintendo podcast, who will go unnamed on this podcast indefinitely. So,
Me and my new best friend.
Oh, it's gotten really awkward in here.
You guys need to watch the video because Donnie just disgustingly threw his earbuds and stormed off the set.
That was acting.
He's a good actor, I believe.
Yeah.
Caroline,
I love it.
where can people find
You
you?
can find me on the interwebs at the Nintendo on Twitter, and I run my mouth in Discord and complain about everything.
Hashtag
Speed.
life.
top 3 action movie of all time.
Oh,
I
boy.
said top 10.
Well, on that note, before we get sidetracked with that conversation, thank you so much for listening to Nintendo Shack. Check out all the other podcasts on the PSVG network. Thank you for listening. Come back for more Nintendo Shack.
This has been a production of the Place of Video Games Podcast Network.